Hey, I was just going to do a quick video. I got this machine here. It's actually a used Dylan that a customer sent me. He wanted it retrofitted for the iNex. That's what I'm doing. But I wanted to go over case feeding just a little bit. It's one of the biggest problems with the iNex. We're not going to go over the shell plate in this video. I'm just going to talk about the plunger right now. This is the spring that was sent with the Dylan. It's a lot stiffer than a stock spring, as you can see. This one's, very, very bendy and uses a small wire gauge, and this one is very hard and stiff. I'm very anti thicker springs or heavier springs. I'm very much for you just using the stock Dylan spring. I think it was well thought out. I think sure you're gonna have to clean the press more often. However, you're protecting your press by leaving a lighter spring in there as well. And so what ends up happening with the stiffer springs is over time is what ends up happening is that force it's harder to push it back, and so more of the force is pressed downwards, and we actually start taking a little groove and we start wearing into the cast right here on the bottom with our shoulder bolt, or the roller that's on the shoulder bolt. And everybody knows the shoulder bolts bend. That's just something that happens, period. And I should mention, I'm not talking about the Holy Moly system here. I'm talking about just a stock plunger system. The Holy Moly is a fix to a lot of the issues. However, it's expensive, and not everybody can afford that, and really has the need for it. And so I'm just trying to go over kind of ways to make the standard shoulder bolt just last a lot longer, make your feeding issues go away, and most of it just comes down to proper maintenance. And so anyways, we kind of wear into this cast section down here, and while we wear into that cast section, obviously that shoulder bolt is bending while it's doing that, and then all you do is replace the shoulder bolt and everything's fine, except you've got nothing supporting your shoulder bolt anymore. And so it's going to bend that shoulder bolt faster and faster and faster and faster as time goes on. And so then one thing is, you're never going to fix that section. It's worn out and it's cast. It's not something we can just replace like an attached on machine part. And so so I'm a big fan of just using the lighter spring. The reason why lighter springs don't work for people is usually due to the fact that they're just too lazy to clean the machine, and it's kind of hard to accept. But the one thing to know about the Dylan, and I tell that to anybody who buys the iNex, is your maintenance intervals are a lot more often. And so, but they're quick maintenance intervals. The nice thing about the Dylan is everything is easy to do, but you're going to have to do it more often. And so taking apart the plunger, if you're in a production environment, my recommendation is you take apart the plunger, you clean it out in the first thing in the morning, and then you do it when you come back from lunch. That's going to get you through the day. You're going to stay ahead of any issues, unless you're just dealing with an insane amount of cob or dirt and grime and shit like that that's in with your brass. And so it is an incredibly simple thing. Just obviously wipe everything down inside here, get it as clean as possible. This section down here, you can take a little pick if you see some buildup carbon around there. That'll help out a lot. We want to prevent anything from buildup. And so and then all we do is we just take a little bit of grease, put it on the side here. We'll put it on the side there. We don't put anything on the top or the bottom because we don't want to pick up anything. We don't want to pick up grease onto our case and put it in the shell plate and then have grease issues going into our inserts and stuff. And so, because we want to keep those as clean as possible from grease, because grease does attract dirt and grime. And so, and then it really is just as simple as that, just keeping it clean. I promise Dylan did it right on this one with the stock spring. There is no need for a heavier spring. One nice thing about the Holy Moly is, I tell everyone to use the stock spring, don't use the heavy spring. But we do have another spring in line with this kind of rod plunger here, and it is perfectly in line with the cam. And so we do have a heavier spring here, but the purpose is because it's right in line with the tool head cam, or that arrowhead piece that actuates the plunger on the tool head. And that keeps everything really protected. We don't have any offset leverage or anything like that. And so I hope this video helps somebody, and kind of long, and it seems like a really simple thing, but don't go chasing problems that aren't actually problems. I think that's a big thing in the industry, is we all try fixing a problem by creating a lot more problems. And so try to stay away from it when possible. and try to use the least amount of force whenever possible. So hope this video helps, and if you want to talk about it more in the comments, I'd love to hear it. Thanks.